Mute.
Waking up with stars in our eyes, we see the world through new sunrise. Girl, make your move, let the world know. Don't hold back, let your true self show. Celebrate, you got nothing to lose. Shine your light, girl, make your move, your move.
Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. How y'all doing? Welcome to Stop Playing Small Summit. I'm your host, Tameka Chapman. And listen, I'm so excited for the next 2 days as we host the Stop Playing Small Summit. Because what is it all about? It is about helping you understand that, first of all, you're not alone in our thinking of how we sometimes give ourselves negative self-talk. Sometimes we self-doubt ourselves. Sometimes we talk ourselves entirely out of a great opportunity. So the Stop Playing Small Summit is here to help you overcome the negative self-talk, help you break free of the negative circles that you may be in, but also help you to create what the life it is that you would like to have, the life that you would like to live, right? So the theme for tonight is breaking free. Are y'all ready to break free? Because I am. But first of all, before I do anything, I'm going to ask that you all share this broadcast, share it out wherever to any community group, anywhere that you have an opportunity to share. I'm asking you to share this broadcast. So I'm giving you a few seconds to do that while we just continue to listen to some just amazing things that we have going on here that I want to make sure that you all are aware of when it comes to breaking free. That's going to help you stop playing small, right? So I'm going to share a little journey with y'all, a little bit of my own journey, a little bit more transparency than I normally share. But again, that's what it's all about. It's about me being transparent, me being authentically transparent that allows you to understand that you, one, are not alone. But for two, everybody has a journey. Everybody has a journey, and it's okay for your journey to take off and be the way that it is. So one of the things that I had to overcome as I was creating this life that I wanted for myself, as I was becoming the woman who I am today, was, we all have that sometimes thought of comparing ourselves or not thinking that we are good enough, not being worthy of a blessing or the favor that's upon our lives. One of the things that I had to overcome was thinking that I'm not qualified enough. Others are more qualified than I am. And that is the worst thing that you can do for yourself. That's the worst thing you can do for your life, is to think that you are not qualified to do the thing that you love to do the most. One of the things that I had to understand about myself is that I'm very unique in how I do things and in what I do, how I show up, when I show up, what I say, what I do, how I look. Like, I'm unique in all of those ways, and so are you. We're all unique in how we do the things that we do. We're all unique in how we show up for the gifts that we have and how we present those gifts that we have. So one of the things that I had to learn how to do was to stop thinking that I wasn't qualified to do the things that I'm doing. So yeah, sometimes we feel that we need to go back and get another certification. We need to go back and get more education. We need to go back and do all of the things that's not necessary. But for me, I overcame that by, one, embracing who I am right now, embracing who I am, but also enjoying who I am, or who I was as I was becoming, enjoying the journey. There is nothing worse, than getting to a certain point, but you can't look back and even remember the things that you've overcome, the things that you have gone through and made it to the other side. Because I do know that once I got to the other side, I'm now able to share my journey with others. I'm now able to share my journey of overcoming, how I overcame, what are the steps, the actual steps that I took to overcome. That's what people need. They're looking for not just do it, you got it, I support you when I can. No, people really want to understand, what is it that I need to do? How do I need to move? How do I need to, bob and weave with this thing, right? And so, me overcoming thinking that I wasn't qualified enough, I would say that it's one of the greatest things that happened to me. It was one of the greatest things that happened to me, because it really allowed me to really just exude the excellence that's within. It allowed me to really embrace and enjoy me, who I am, and not playing myself small, okay? Not playing myself down for others just to be, just to feel comfortable in who they are and what it is that they do. So, a few things that I noticed about myself as I was trying to overcome feeling that I wasn't qualified enough. A few things that I did notice about myself was that I was always comparing what I was doing to something else that I'd seen. Okay, well, this is what they did, and if this is what they did, then this has to be the way to do it. So I have to make a few changes to what it is that I'm doing. I had to stop comparing myself, right? I became my biggest comparison. I started comparing myself to the former me, or to the day old me, right? So what was I doing yesterday? What was I doing yesterday, and how can I do better? How can I be better? How can I show up better? I began to compare myself to me, which sometimes cannot, it can be a bad thing too. But for me, it worked. The other thing that I noticed about myself is that I really wasn't open to some opportunities. One, because you really think I can do that? Right? So I was questioning everything about me. I was questioning whether I could really pull it off, as they say, whether I could really show up and serve and deliver what it is that was being asked of me. So that was another thing that I noticed about myself, is that I would turn down opportunities to do things that I didn't feel, that I felt somebody else was more qualified to do. And there's been some times where I have referred people, hey, why don't you check out such and such? They are definitely good at this. Go work with them, do the things, get it done, right? And one of the other things that I noticed about myself, as I was becoming, was that I undervalued, like, my skills, my abilities, my gifts, my talents, the achievements that I've made. I undervalued them greatly. Okay. And those are things that happens when you really are dealing with a limiting belief about yourself. I undervalued me. I undervalued my time. I undervalued who I am as a whole woman. Okay. Who I am, who I was. I was undervaluing everything about me. From my price point in my business. I mean, we'll talk about that a little later, because I'm always reminded by a certain person, you did what? And so it took me a minute, to really just embrace everything. So even what as I increased my price point in my business to charge my worth, it was sometimes that I still question, should I be charging that, or should I be charging more, or are they really gonna pay? And then when people show up and they begin to pay, I'm just like, okay. And then when I show up and I deliver, okay. So right, it makes you that much more confident within yourself when you show up. You stop comparing yourself to everybody else. You start opening yourself up to opportunities, because people would not come to you and ask you to do a certain thing if they didn't believe that you could do it. So really and truly, it's never about I couldn't do it. It was more of my mindset and how to shift my mindset to being one of resilience and perseverance, and I got this, right? But then, once I got to the point of really putting the value upon me, understanding my value, the value that I place upon myself, nobody else can put a value on me, right? So if I deem myself priceless, you can't put a price on me, right? You can't put a price on my skill set, my gifts, my talents. You can't put a price on that if I'm not putting that price. I have the right to value myself, what it is that I deem myself worthy as. And if you are in a line with the Bible, okay, with the good word, I'm not here to preach because I'm no pastor, right? However, you should never downplay yourself. You should never play small. You should never play the gifts that God has placed within you. You should never play small in those gifts. You should never allow yourself to be devalued or allow yourself to be undervalued by anybody. And once you get to the point of no longer comparing yourself, no longer feeling like everybody else is qualified and you're not. Once you get to the point they're not overqualified, you begin to really, again, place that value upon yourself. And, so some of the things that I did, I did a self-analysis, right? I did a self-analysis, and I really wrote down on that piece of paper, like, what are the pros about Tameka? What are the cons about Tameka? What are the things that I'm really, really good at? What are the things that I'm really, really great at, right? And I knew how to shift my focus onto those things, because if it's something that I'm really not good at, I can, work towards that. But if I was going to excel, let me put more of my energy and my time and my focus on the things that I'm really, really good at, and that's where I serve. That's where I offer. That's where I play ball at, right? And so I also got mentorship. We all, I know you've heard of the saying, if you're a coach, you should have a coach, right? So for me, I got a coach. I actually had a couple of coaches along the way in different ways for different things. And for me, it really helped me to really identify a lot of the things about me. Like, I've had some official coaches and I've had some unofficial coaches, okay? But I've learned along the way, I've learned a lot of things about myself, and that ways that I was limiting myself to become and to be. So again, seeking mentorship, seeking coaches that can really help me, guide me, and give me a different perspective on looking at things. And then the last thing I did, I just started stepping outside of my comfort zone. Like, if you wanted something, I can get it done. If I can't get it done, I'm going to figure out how to get it done, and you'll get it within record time. How about that? Right? Because again, I wanted everyone to feel as confident in me that I wanted to feel in myself, right? So I'm gonna say that again. I wanted people to feel as confident in me that I wanted to feel within myself. And then what happened is, eventually I became that much more confident in everything that I had to offer. And so now, who are you looking at? You're looking at an unstoppable woman. I'm just gonna say it. You're looking at a woman who no longer plays small for anybody. You're looking at a woman who really have a mindset of, I don't care what people think. I am very much qualified. I'm probably overqualified for a lot of the things that people want me to do, but I do it because I love to serve and I love to give and I love to see everybody else win, right? So I want you to embrace who you are. I want you to embrace everything about you, embrace your gifts, your talents, Embrace your skill set, embrace everything about you, and go for it. Nobody can put a limit on you unless you do. Okay, nobody can put a limit on you unless you do. So I want you all to feel empowered. I want you all to feel embraced, encouraged, and I want you all to feel energized. Okay, I want you to feel energized for the next 2 days for the Stop Playing Small Summit. So if you haven't already done so, please share this broadcast, invite others to join in. Make sure that you are giving us some feedback, engaging with us in the comments. I want to engage with you all. My co-host here wants to engage with you all, and I'm so excited. So again, welcome to the Stop Playing Small Summit. We're here August 20th and the 21st, today and tomorrow, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on both nights. So let me get the show started. Let me get my co-host for tonight, Alicia Sylve. Welcome. Hold on. Are you on mute still? Welcome,
Hello.
welcome.
Thank you.
Listen, I am so excited to be here tonight for the Stop Playing Small Summit because, as I mentioned before, this is probably the most transparent I'm probably going to be on social media, okay? This is probably the most transparent I'll probably ever be. But really and truly, I do know that when you share and when you are authentic and transparent in the things that you've gone through and how you've gone through, it allows other people to be transparent. It allows other people to take that next step, to take that first step. So thank you. Welcome, Kimmy. And thank you so much for sharing, Kimmy. Coach Kimmy B. Thank you so much for sharing. She's in the house. We appreciate you. So again, make sure you all share it. Engage with us in the comments. Let us know your feedback on these topics as we present them. But again, this is all about having that transparent conversation. And I'm so excited. I am so excited. So we're going to kick it off. Alicia, have you ever felt yourself having limited beliefs? Like having a limited belief, hold on, before I do that, let's introduce Alicia. Alicia, please tell us who you are. Look, I just skipped all over you because I'm ready to hop into the conversation.
I'm ready to hop into the conversation too, but I am the one and only Alicia Sylve. I am the owner of Cantrell Consulting, but let me not forget this. I am the proudest mother in the world. I am a boy mom of AJ the Prince. Yes, he's my prince. I am a wife. I am a student. I love learning. I'm just an all-around God's girl. I love spending time with family and friends, and I absolutely love doing what it is that brings purpose to my life, aka the purpose influencer.
Hey, I love it. I love it. So, as I was speaking before, when it comes to limited beliefs, a lot of times those limited beliefs keep us stuck and stagnant. It
Right.
keeps us from moving forward in any kind of way in life. And, sometimes not moving forward is actually a good thing. Sometimes we need to sit back and allow God to move at his time instead of just trying to do it because, I can do this, I can do this. And I remember at one point that was me. Oh, I got it. It's nothing. That comes easy to me. I got it. So for you, Alicia, was there ever a time where you felt that there were some limiting beliefs that held you back from actually moving forward?
Absolutely. Let me just begin with I'll go all the way back to childhood. I was on the basketball team, but I wasn't always on the court.
We're not going to tell nobody else that, okay?
I wasn't always on the court. So, in my eye, I felt like, well, I'm not as good as so and so. I'm not as good as her. But at the end of the day, I was on a team. I made the team.
Right.
So just feeling like I have to be like as good as the next person or have that top skill of now I can block the ball. I can block the ball all day. I won't say that I blocked the wrong ball going into the wrong hoop, but I can block the ball all day. Get that out of here, right? So yeah. Just that was an elementary thing. But when you fast forward to big girl status. I've seen marriages happen. I've seen marriages fall apart. And then when it's my turn to go down the aisle, I'm like, okay, God, this is what, I prayed for. This is what I wanted. But, am I good enough for this? And come to find out,
I'm gonna find out. Okay.
God gave me favor. I'm good enough for it. I'm here. So,
Right,
yeah.
right. I love that. And you're speaking on good enough. Like that definitely is um, one of the main limiting the beliefs that I've seen a lot of women have a feeling
Mhm.
that they're not good enough for
Right.
the favor, for the blessing, for the success, for whatever it is that they're going for. A lot of times they don't feel like they are good enough for it.
Right.
And so let's talk about being good enough for something and how that really begins to manifest itself within our daily lives and decisions. Because a lot of times we're so unconscious to what we're actually doing. We are on autopilot, right? We are not working within just the real world
Mhm.
concept of what we're doing. So as you began to move past I'm not good enough to now understanding that yes, you
Mhm.
are good enough, right? What are some things that you notice about yourself? You know,
Right. So, understanding how good enough I am for the job, it took my faith to a whole nother level, right? So, before I actually had my son, who was 1 year old, um, he's one, and I'm super excited about it. But I had to. It didn't happen right when I wanted it to. So just experiencing a higher level of faith, it made me. I'm here. My baby is here. I prayed for him, and I asked God for him. But we are here. We are here.
you know, for me, I would say when it comes to feeling like I'm not good enough, I also had that same issue at one point of
Mhm.
feeling of questioning because I've had the 18-year journey. You've had a long years worth of journey of trying to conceive as well. And at one point, I thought I wasn't good enough. Right. At one point, I felt like, am I good enough for marriage? Right.
Mhm.
Am I good enough for this job? Like, I've told the story before where I went from as a paralegal in the legal field. I started my career at $22,000 a year. Don't listen, don't come for me. Okay, do not come for me. But yes, that's when I started out years and years, and over what? Oh my gosh, probably about 20 some odd years ago now.
Mhm.
And then moving my way up, and every time I got a promotion, by going to a different employer or agency, my salary doubled, all the way to the point of my last employment. I was six figures, and I was still questioning, am I good enough for this? Like, hold on, y'all really gonna pay me? Like, what? This what y'all doing? Right? So it really it puts doubt in your mind.
Mhm.
It made me doubt, like, am I really doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And then at one point I found myself questioning every decision that I was making in life, in career, in my business. I was questioning everything. And I also, again, that whole thing of comparing myself to others, it would try to creep in every once in a while, and I had to stump that thing on out. Okay, I had to stump it on out, because again, I wanted what it is that I was being blessed with. I wanted to have it, and if I couldn't have it, like, what am I doing this for? Why would God bless me with an opportunity to have? And to do and to be presented with an opportunity if it wasn't meant for me to move forward with that. And so one
And
of the
oh,
I want every okay, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
no, I was just gonna say you asked why would he present you with something. Um, to that, I would say in 2020, I was pregnant, and I hadn't asked God for a baby in 2020 though. But I had asked God for a plethora of other things. Um, and we're being transparent here. We were kind of going through in the marriage. I learned that the 7 year itch is real, which we were beyond the 7 year, but financially, spiritually, I felt like we were at two different levels spiritually. So, I was asking God, I was fasting and I asked God for a plethora of things. I made a list. And in the midst of me making that list, I got pregnant. But uh, I had to learn the purpose of that pregnancy, because God used that pregnancy to actually bring together everything else on my list. The
Yes.
pregnancy was not successful, but I was appreciative of Him actually fulfilling my request with what I asked for.
Right.
You got to be specific.
Right.
You have to
Oh,
be.
don't I know? Okay.
So him just fulfilling that request, you got to find purpose in the why he does what he does. And I'm gonna stop right there. Yeah. So
I love it. I love it. And you're right. Being very specific in your request is how we have to be.
right.
I'm so there. I I could write a book about being specific. Okay, I can write a whole book on being specific in your ask. um, but I will say, and I thank you for sharing that, because again, he blesses us in ways that we don't even understand just yet.
Hmm.
But he's blessing us in a way that he blesses us, not the way we want to
Right.
receive it. And so I would say that, for that, we should not stop, and we shouldn't play down on
Hmm.
what it is that we have to offer. We shouldn't play ourselves small to the things that we're able to do, and the skills and the talents that we have. We should not be playing. So, I would say, if you're meant to be a carpenter or a barber, go be the best carpenter or barber, right?
Right.
If you're meant to be, a singer, as long as you got a good voice, go on and hold that note, right? Because at the end of the day, you are good enough just how you are. You are great just how you are. Um, there's no certain way to be a certain way. You can only be how you're supposed to be. And I think
Right.
when we get to the point of being okay with who we are and how we are, we
Hmm.
get to be excellent. We get to excel in that gift and that talent. And that's what I want everybody in my circle to be,
Right.
right? I want everybody to be excellent in how they are supposed to show up and serve, not how I do it. And I'm not trying to do it how they do it. Like, we're serving and we're showing up in the way that we best show up and serve. So,
It's called working your own lane. That's what it's
ooh, operating in your own lane. Come on. Come
called.
on.
Mhm.
Listen. And here's another one that has come up very time after time, as in limiting beliefs, is I don't have what it takes.
Mhm.
They kind of go hand in hand, feeling like I'm not good enough. The other one is I don't have what it takes. Well, yeah, you do. You have what it takes. You're probably afraid to use that skill, thinking of the judgment that others will have on you because you didn't do it the way that they would think that you should do it. Well, who cares?
Who
I'm just saying,
cares?
who cares? Like, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, that's all that matters. That's
Right.
all that matters. It doesn't matter how they want you to show up, what they want you to do, when you want to do it, when they want you to do it. Showing up in the best way that you know how to show up and serve, just completely serve, is all that matters. You don't have to sit here and worry about the rest of it. Don't worry about what they're going to say, because nobody cares. But here's some things that happens when you feel that you don't have what it takes. The number one thing that people do, they procrastinate. They procrastinate.
Been there. Been there.
Right? You have everything else to do before you can do that one thing. I gotta go do this. Oh, I gotta go do that. Right? And I would even say a part of I don't have what it takes can, you avoid doing
Hmm.
the thing. You just avoid it altogether. You avoid anything that has to do with it. You just avoid it. And a lot of times it's because you're scared of stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Right.
you are scared to step outside of your comfort zone. And that could be for a number of reasons. One, the biggest one that I've seen so far is that fear of judgment of what will people say if I don't succeed? What would people say if I'm out here rah 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 rah? This is what I'm about to do, and then I don't do it. Okay. I have a couple of choice words for that. But what I will say is, first of all, operate in silence. Stop
Yeah.
putting all your business out there across social media, because social media don't care about what you say you're gonna do, right? Social media is looking for something to laugh at or something to support. Is all I'm saying. That's all social media is looking for. They're looking for something to laugh at. 9 out of 10, they're gonna laugh before they support.
Right.
However, that's the only two things that social media is for: something to laugh at or something to get behind and support. So give them something to support. Stop telling everybody what your move is.
Right.
At the end of the day, don't worry about it. Keep going. Stop playing yourself down just to fit in to a mold that somebody else created for you. One of the things that I love to tell people, and when I'm coaching, I don't do life coaching. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about business coaching. One of the things that I love to tell people is that you should. Here's Gregory. Gregory's coming on.
No.
Hi,
I
Gregory. How are
apologize
you?
for my tardiness.
It's okay. It's okay. We will forgive you, sir. It is okay.
Thank you.
But one of the things that I'll just say is, oh my gosh, and I just forgot. Gregory is here. Hello, Gregory. I just completely forgot.
Sorry about that. Oh,
Okay. Okay. So one of the things that I do say is affirm yourself, or society will form you. If you don't affirm you, society will have no choice, will have no better thing to do but to conform you to what they want you to do, conform you to what they want you to be. You then have to show up, because now you've allowed them to put you in a box that you didn't want to be in, from the start. So first of all, we're gonna backtrack a moment, because I want to say welcome to Gregory. Gregory McKinney is in the building. So Gregory,
Thank you.
Introduce yourself, please.
Yeah. Hey, I feel like family now. My name is Gregory McKinney. I am a life and relationship coach. I am also a licensed minister. And so what I do is I help people overcome their spiritual and emotional struggles. It is my personal mission in life to help as many people as possible help them get out of the hole that they dug themselves into. And so I do that by life coaching, by prayer, by being the meanest best friend that you've ever had, by being an accountability partner. But now specifically, my niche is helping men understand emotional intelligence. So I spend most of my days talking to men, helping them understand why they behave the way that they do, why they feel the way they do, and why they're triggered the way that they do.
Hey, man, somebody talk to these men. No,
oh my gosh. So when I told y'all that I'm not a pastor, and that's not what I do, we have one here, okay? We have a minister right here who can help us in that arena. That's not what I do. All right. So what we were talking about, Gregory, is the limiting belief of I don't have what it takes. The limiting belief of I don't have what it takes. And so we were talking about, the first one we talked about was I'm not good enough, which really goes hand in hand with I don't have what it takes. A lot of times it's procrastination that keeps them stuck and stagnant. It's the fear of stepping outside of that comfort zone. And I just want people to know, you don't have to be afraid. Being afraid is what's going to keep you stuck and stagnant. So what are your thoughts on, I don't have what it takes, Gregory?
Yeah, that's a great discussion point. I think to say that I don't have what it takes is to doubt God. It's to say that, God, you made a mistake when you made me.
Wow.
God, somehow you fumbled the bag when you put me together and you designed me the way that you did. Not knowing that each and every one of us is designed on purpose for a purpose. So just because your thing isn't the same thing as your neighbor doesn't mean that your thing isn't great. But oftentimes we get so stuck in comparison. Oh, I'm not as tall as he is, or I'm not as skinny as she is, or my hair isn't like hers, or, I don't have the money that he has. Somehow we believe that we're lesser than based on these worldly standards. However, The Bible says that greater is he that lives in us than he that is in the world.
Come
And so
on.
the power that rose Jesus from the dead lives inside of us. And if God can raise a dead Jesus, surely he can raise you up to be everything that he desired you to be. And so to say that we are not everything that we want to be, that somehow we're inadequate, is to say, God, you gave me the wrong assignment.
Right.
The
Listen,
summit is over. It's over.
listen, we done. That's it, y'all. We thank y'all for coming out. Like that was it. The mic has dropped. Okay. I love that. I love that. To doubt yourself means that you're doubting God.
Right.
Wow, that
Plan
was
his purpose for you. You're
that's
saying somehow,
powerful.
God, um, my assignment is also smaller than someone else's. And listen, you know what? I think sometimes in this world we live in a world that's based on comparison, whether it's on social media or whether it's not it's in the parking lot, comparing his car is next to us or homes. Not knowing that, hey, your assignment of being a stay-at-home mom is just as important as being a CEO. Your
Right,
assignment of being a Sunday school teacher is just as important as being a politician. There is no
right,
small assignment because you
Mhm.
don't know the ripple effect that you are causing with
Right.
every person that you touch. I tell everyone, if you want to change the world, impact the people that are close to you, impact the people that sit at the kitchen table with you, help change the person's life that's within your reach. All of us have a sphere of influence. And if we manage that sphere of influence, we can help change the world because it ripples.
That's
right.
good.
I love
That
that. I
is
love that.
good.
And the fact that you said if you want to change the world, change the people that's closest to you, that really, I believe, goes hand in hand with our next topic of the power of our words. And how do we shift one, the inner dialogue that allows us to have that outer dialogue with other people when we are in tune and understand the power that our words have over our lives, over the lives that we're speaking into, over the people that surround us in our circle. I definitely want to tap deep into the power of words. Um, when it comes to negative self-talk, when we're talking about our personal lives, our professional lives, the relationships that we have, how do we overcome negative self-talk? How do we address it? I just identify it, address it, and overcome negative self-talk, Gregory.
You know, it's a muscle. It takes exercise because the world is constantly beating us down every day. The world is always telling us that we're not good enough, and so we have to be on purpose and intentional about the words that we use. Our words are food to our soul.
Mhm.
What you
Mhm.
think, you become, and whatever you tell yourself is what your body and what your consciousness and what your brain and what your soul and what your spirit wants to follow. Any statement that you put after I am, your mind wants to shape you and equip you to be that. So if you
Right.
say I am stupid, guess what? You're telling your mind to start thinking like you're stupid. If you're telling yourself I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, you're programming your mind. The great thing about the brain is that it is programmable. So just as we programmed it to think negatively, we can program it to think positively. And
Mhm.
that means being intentional. That means saying I will not think bad about myself. And when I do speak something negative about myself, pull it back and say, no, no, let me correct myself. I'm
Right.
not stupid. I am learning. I am not less than. I am just growing. I am not sick. I
Right.
am healing. Whatever it is, you can take control of your own life and your mindset by being intentional, by taking charge over your mind. Your mind isn't in control. You are. Your spirit is in control. And if I can just speak spiritually for a second, the Bible tells us that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was
Mhm.
God. And so, what that tells us is that our words are, in essence, the communication that we're having with God. Every time you speak something negative about yourself, you say, God, this is what I want you to make me. This is what I am trying to become. And so, if you're speaking positively of your life, you're telling God, this is what I know I can become. This is what I know I can
Um,
be. And God is going to support whatever it is you request of him.
right, right. I mean, listen, he done brought it. He done brought it. First of all, Dr. KJ is in the house. Thank you so much. Lantonette is in the building. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate you all for being here. Dr. KJ, yes, I'm gonna come back here for life. Yes, I am. Okay. So thank you all for engaging with us. Make sure you all share this broadcast with others to join in with us, to engage with us, and have a conversation about stop playing small. Listen, I don't play small. Okay. I'm not playing small. I don't care what anybody says. I know what's within me, what's inside of me. I know what my mission is in life, and I'm operating in it. And I love what it is that I do. Right. So when it comes to negative self-talk, I mean, I think I have been there at one point in my life, right? I have been there, and I think probably more than one point in my life. I've been there where I've had some times where I've spoken just crap, right? We go through things in life, and then before we know it, we're like, oh, I guess it's not gonna happen for me. I wish this and I wish that. But that's like that whole doubt that you can actually do it, that whole doubt that you can actually make it happen if you just, put yourself in position to actively work towards that. So speaking, negatively, never a good thing. But I want you to understand that just because you did it don't mean that you can't come back from it. There are things that you can do to overcome it, as Gregory has mentioned to us, all of the amazing things when it comes to positive self-talk, right? We're speaking words of life into ourselves, and that's how we should be doing. Because that one, as you see on the screen, it shifts the inner dialogue that we're having with ourselves. I always say, if you don't talk to yourself, you crazy.
I've always said that it's a sad dog that won't wag his own tail.
Uh,
You know, and I think that we should be comfortable bragging on ourselves. Why not? Why not speak well of ourselves to ourselves and to others? And I think
Right.
that we're always conscious about not appearing to be humble or arrogant. Nobody wants those terms, but you know what? There's nothing you gain nothing from playing small. There's no benefit from that. And I always also would ask people, who told you to play small? Who taught
right.
you that that was okay?
Oh,
Who
Right.
was the first person that programmed you to think, no, you gotta walk softly, you gotta speak softly? No, live your best life. Be bad, bold, and beautiful.
come on.
Do come in the room like you own it. Walk into every
Right.
scenario like God has ordained and called you to be there. If you're there, that means God wanted you to be there, and He meant for you better to be a changer, a life changer. And so you can't be a life changer by playing small.
Right, right. I
Yeah.
love it. I
That's
love it.
it. That is it.
So listen, first of all, y'all stop playing small. Okay. That's what the summit is all about. We are here to speak about these limiting beliefs and how to overcome these limiting beliefs, changing your mindset so that you can stop playing small and begin to make your move. Make your move. Yes, Kimmy, powerful, right? That was a whole word. Okay. um, so when we are, again, playing small, a number of things happens when we play ourselves small, when we are playing small. A number of things happen. One of the things that I know, again, you go self-doubt, the self-doubt route, right? That's a whole book, the self-doubt route. Um, but when you're ready to overcome self-doubt, one of the things that helps is to understand loving yourself and being okay with who you are, being okay with where you are in life, no longer comparing yourself to everybody else. So, how do we go from self doubt to self love? How do we shift our mindsets from doubting? Again, you've spoken on when you doubt yourself, you doubt in God and His favor and all the gifts that He's put inside you. So, how do you go from I'm tired of doubting myself, I'm tired of living this way, and I'm tired of not feeling worthy, not feeling like I can actually do anything. Like I'm tired of this black dark cloud over me
Yeah.
everywhere I
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
What am I
Yeah. Yeah.
supposed to do? How do I begin to love where I am, love the life that I'm living right now? How do I do that?
Right. Yeah. I would say you have to find a purpose even in the pain. That you
Mhm.
have to know that every season has a purpose. So whether or not you're on the top of a mountain or you're at the bottom of the valley, there's a reason for that. There's a lesson to be learned, right? I like the old saying that you two have probably already heard, that either I win or I learn. There's no losses in life.
Right.
Every
Right.
things that are happening in life are happening, not happening to you, but they're happening for you. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you feel like you're in this dark place, ask yourself, what is it I am supposed to learn that's supposed
Mhm.
to make me better? See, I believe this. I don't think God punishes us, but I do think He provokes us to make a change.
That's
And
Right.
good.
so, whenever there's a struggle, whenever there's a conflict in life, God is saying, I'm no longer whispering to you to change, but now I'm going to provoke you to
Right.
change. That I'm going to make you so uncomfortable that either you're going to learn this lesson or you're going to forever be stuck. and I
Mm.
don't want to forever be stuck. And so when I
Great.
feel myself feeling struggled, feel like I'm in a dark place, I stop, I pause, and I have a conversation with God. What is it, God, you're trying to teach me? What is it you're provoking
Mhm.
me to, so that I can move past this dark moment? Because
Mhm.
you're not here to punish me, you're here to grow me. Because
Yes.
God is not concerned about our happiness, He's more concerned about our growth than He is our happiness. And
Come
I
on.
think that's a fallacy that a lot of us people and Christians have, is that God is concerned more about our wardrobe and our bank accounts and the cars. No, God is saying, I'm trying to mature you. I'm
Yeah.
trying to grow you. And to do that, sometimes I got to make you uncomfortable. So realize this, that those dark moments and those clouds are only come to make you more mature, to grow you, to teach you a lesson. So stop, take a moment, get in silence, and ask God, what are the patterns and habits and hangups that I have that's keeping me in this cycle? What
Mhm.
responsibility do I have? What's the accountability I have? Why I keep choosing these relationships? Why I keep choosing these, dead end jobs? Whatever it may be. What is my accountability? And then God, give me the wisdom to know what changes to make.
I love that. I love that.
Okay.
Alicia, what about you? Have you ever gone a moment where you were self-doubting, and how did your self-doubt turn into allowing you to break free from the self-doubt to move forward?
So I've experienced self doubt, but I want to focus on self love. Let me tell you. I implemented a whole year of self love just this past year. I got away from everyone. I got away from social media. It was just me, God, and the immediate crew. But I felt like so many burdens lifting off of me. I wasn't, normally I listen, 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 and listening can cause burdens. Listening can cause you to, um, want to help a person and you can't really help that person, but it just piles so much on to you. So
Mhm.
a year of not doing that, like I'm ready to listen again and tell them, hey, you need to see God.
Try Jesus, don't try
Right,
me. Okay.
right. But self love is very, very important to me. And I try to implement it every day. Coming off of my year's hiatus. Yeah. So I'm not stressing over what I cannot control.
Mhm.
Um I'm not really listening to, well, not really, but not the word really. I'm not listening to any negativity. And
Right.
yeah, so self-love is where I'm at right now.
I love it. I love it. I've had my
Very
journey
good.
of not liking Tameka, all right? And a lot of it was during my 18-year journey to motherhood.
Hmm.
18 years of trying to get pregnant. I went into judgment road like I judge every mama, okay? I judge every move she made. I'm just like, you gonna let the little girl come out the house with her hair not on? Um, it was crazy how judgmental I became about everybody and everything. And
Hmm.
Yeah.
then I got to the point of, what am I doing? That's not who I am. How did I get like this? Like, what is going on? I didn't like who I was at all. And so if I didn't like myself, I definitely didn't love myself, right? But for me, having to get back and rekindle my relationship with God, rekindle my relationship and understanding He loves me just as I am. And regardless if I have kids or not, I should begin to enjoy my journey, enjoy again, enjoying my life the way I once had. And so that is kind of how my journey shifted to now, wanting to live, wanting to not just wake up and just go on autopilot. Okay, wake up early in the morning, go to a job, check in, be there for 10, 12 hours, come home, barely speaking to my husband because we don't really have nothing to talk about at this point. Because if we ain't talking about making a baby, like what we talking for? Okay. So that it was a moment in time when that's just where I was. And so I had to break free from that so that I could begin to live again. So I began to spend time with me, spend time with the Bible, spend time with God, talking to him again. It's like, hey, what's up, bro? Right? I'm here, I'm back, it's me. What we doing today? So that was my journey coming back to loving who I am. And today I can boldly say, I love Tameka. Like, she's a bit much at times, but I love all of her. I love all of her.
You know what came to mind when you said that was we got to give ourselves unconditional love. You
Mhm.
Yes.
know, all of us sometimes don't like ourselves based on what we're not producing, performing, or what we don't have. But whether I have it or I don't have it, I'm still going to love me. Whether or not I
Right.
have a baby, not have a baby, I don't have a job, I do have a job, I have money, I don't
Right.
have money, I still got to love myself. We got to learn
Mhm.
to love ourselves unconditionally.
How does self-forgiveness play a part in that? Because a lot of times we get to the point of, we are holding ourselves hostage to our past and the things that we've done in our past that we're not willing to forgive ourselves, even though I know God will, and I try to share that message with everybody I know. A lot of times we're not willing to forgive ourselves. We don't, because we don't know how, what that looks like. And I tell people it starts with giving yourself grace to make a mistake. You're not perfect, right? So, but how does self forgiveness tie into self love and embracing all that you are, Gregory?
You know, it's so funny. You know, we have more grace for others than we do ourselves, which is, I think, extremely unfortunate. But I think self forgiveness reminds us that we still have possibilities, that
Yeah.
tomorrow is a new opportunity for us to become a better person.
Mm-hmm.
I tell a lot of my clients, like, everyone's least favorite sound in the world is the alarm clock. But I tell everyone, let's reframe that. When you hear that alarm go off, think of it like this: that alarm clock is reminding you that you said to yourself that you're going to be a better person. That alarm clock is reminding you that you have goals. That alarm clock is reminding you that God is giving you another opportunity to accomplish everything that you said you want to accomplish. And I think that is what self forgiveness gives us. It reminds us, listen, I can't go back and change yesterday. It's done. It's permanent. It's already written. But I can change the story going forward. I may not be able to change the story behind me, but I can definitely change the story going forward. And so on purpose, I'm going to allow those things to go away. I may forget about those things that are behind me and press toward the mark.
Right.
And that's particularly hard to do because we know ourselves better than anything else, right? Than
Right.
anyone else. And so we know our own proclivities, we know our own temptations. And so we know, okay, if I see her again, I'm going to make the same mistake again. If I get around that crew again, I'm going to make the same mistake again. If I go to that club or go to his house, go to her house, we know all these things about us. And that's okay too, to say that, as you said to me, I'm not human. I am not perfect. But what I am doing is striving, because the
Right.
goal in life is not perfection. The goal in life is to be healthy. And
Right.
so, whether or not I fumble or fail, out of 365 days of the year, if I fail 20 of them or 30 of them, I won more days than I lost. And that is the goal, is to win more days than you lost and to be healthy. Perfection is not the goal. Being
Right.
healthy is.
Right. I love that.
That's good.
Perfection is not the goal. Coming from a recovering perfectionist, I call myself that. Okay.
Mhm.
Absolutely, absolutely. I feel like Greg is just reading me through his screen right now. Don't judge me, Gregory. Do not judge me, okay?
I won't, sis.
But again, stop playing small. It's all about helping you to move past the obstacles, the challenges, and the mindset that's keeping you stuck and
Mhm.
stagnant. That's what Stop Playing Small Summit is all about. How can you move forward? How do you move forward? What is it that you need to address so that you can begin to break free from all of the shackles that's keeping you bound, right? And a lot of times we have mental shackles and we don't even realize that they're there, right? We have these mental shackles that keep that negative self-talk to us, right? The mental shackles that keeps us thinking everybody else is more qualified than I am, and who would really be okay with me doing this, right? The whole mentality of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, right? Yes, you are. Like, that's a new campaign. Yes, you campaign for Stop Playing Small. Yes, you are. You have it. You got it. And
That's right.
really and truly, a lot of the times that I've seen, I don't know about you two, but for me, it's really about being in the right circle. It's
Mhm.
one thing to be in a circle, but it's really about being in the right circle. And I've said it before, I have a tight circle. Can't too many more people get in that circle because it's not room. And I think that when you open your circle, and a lot of times we are overcompensating for a lot of things because we have to have all of these people around us. But why? What is
Why?
it that you don't have that you feel you need to have yourself surrounded by so many people? And a lot of times they're meaning you no good. They're meaning you no good at all. They're in it to get what they can get out of you. And once they get what they need, you're no longer of value to them because they got it, right? Um, but what about you? What about you, Gregory and Alicia? Like your circles, what do you think about that? Having a small circle of the right people, which is something that Gerard and I have talked about a number of times. Of when you have the right circle, like you can do anything. Like
Right.
I mean, we right
Right.
at this.
I agree.
Everybody, my circle is tight too, but like everybody in my circle has crazy faith, right? If
Right,
we believe it, we gonna believe it until it happens. So having crazy faith, that's our I guess that's the new stop playing small, right?
right.
But you gotta have faith in everything. Have faith. If God gives you that idea, He can show enough see it through, right?
Right.
So don't doubt it. Just go for it. You're gonna make
Just be
mistakes.
about it.
Uh, get back up, dust yourself off, and keep it going. But while having crazy faith, I make sure that it's important to also be able to hear because
Right.
I'm big on when he say move, that's when I move. Um, so can't nobody else say okay, move. No, I'm waiting here first. So yeah, we all have crazy faith.
I love it. I love it. I love it. What about you, Gregory? When it comes to thinking about a circle and what that circle means to you and how you can actually overcome a lot and actually get a lot done with the right circle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As I get older, the more prejudiced I become. Uh, I become extremely selective of who I
Hmm.
allow to have my ear.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you don't have the same value system that I am, then I put you in a category of just an acquaintance. The
Hmm.
Hmm.
word friend to me is such an exclusive word that there are standards and prerequisites for me to call you a friend. And
Right.
for me to seek your advice, you have to fit a lot of qualifications. I got to see you as someone who can give wise counsel, right?
Hmm.
And so the Bible makes it clear too that bad company corrupts good character. And so no matter how hard you are striving to be your best, if you're hanging around a bunch of dogs, you're gonna wake up with fleas.
Come
It's just like that. You hang around chickens, you become one. That's why eagles don't hang around with chickens because chickens
Hmm.
they can't fly to the level that eagles can. I consider myself to be an eagle, so I'm not going to hang around chickens. And
on.
and with that in mind, I say this to a lot of people too: is that everyone deserves to be loved, but not everyone deserves to be loved by you.
Right.
Right.
So hey, go find your tribe. I'm looking for a
Yeah.
tribe that's going to support me and help me grow. And so I can support you. I can pray for you. I can be by your side, but I don't have to be close to you. No.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, listen. I'm gonna pass a collection plate around. Like y'all didn't know y'all were coming to a whole good service today. Okay, we doing service today. But I appreciate that. Um, I love that, Gregory. I love that. Gregory always come with some good stuff that make you just
Good.
like, you gotta think for a moment. Like he said, what? So I want you all to go back and watch this last hour of the Stop Playing Small Summit, especially starting at that 30-minute mark. Okay, watch Stop Playing Small Summit.
Too
Get
kind.
your
Too kind.
notepads. Get your
It was
notepads.
all games.
Get your notepads and get ready for some really good conversation, some authentic and some transparent conversation that we've shared today. And again, as I said before, these 2 days here today and tomorrow are probably the most transparent I'm ever going to be across social media because again, I want you all to grow. And I know the quickest way to get people to grow is to show them that you relate to them, to show them that they're not in this by themselves. Nobody is. No, this is not the first time that this has happened. Okay, it's not the
Right.
first time. It's not gonna be the last time. There's gonna be people, and there's still people every single day. Like right now, every second, somebody is doubting themselves about something. And again, the Stop Playing Small Summit is here to help you to one, stop playing yourself small, stop playing down on your gifts and your talents, your skill sets. Change your mindset. One of the other things I love to tell people is to trace your transformation, but trust his process, because it's
Mm.
not by your timing. It's not when you want it to happen. It's not how you want it to happen. It's only going to happen when it's supposed to happen according to his will. So continue on the path of chasing your transformation. If you just start walking, he gonna nudge you in the right direction, right? Be in alignment with what it is that you're supposed to be doing in life, and God is going to continue to guide you along the way. This is this is not, a church service, but it is a church service because we all believe in God. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
So thank you
Amen.
all for being here tonight with us. Thank you all for tuning in tonight with us and being a part, sharing the broadcast with us, engaging with us in the content in the comments here. But I want you all to connect with Mr. Gregory McKinney. Please, Mr. Gregory, tell them how to connect with you, how to find you, and how to seek out your services as a life coach.
Oh, wow. Thank you. So you can find me on all social media platforms just by typing in Gregory McKinney. Instagram is Gregory Inspires, but if you still type in Gregory McKinney, you'll find me there. Click on my calendar, and you can just schedule a consultation call with me. You can also visit my website, www.gregorymckinney.net, and you can also schedule a consultation call with me as well. We can see if we have a good fit. One last thing I want to say, and I promise I won't take too long. I know I'm
Oh,
preaching,
fine, go
so I'm not
on.
going to take too long. Is that I think a lot of people play small because we're afraid of healing. And
Mhm.
oftentimes in the journey of healing, the healing hurts more than the injury, because pain is a tree that has a lot of branches.
Yeah.
And so when you're hurting, you're angry because your boyfriend says something that hurts your feelings. But then we go back a little deep. That reminds you when you was in the third grade and your teacher said something mean to you in the classroom and embarrassed you in front of all your friends. And then you
Mhm.
go back even further and it's like, well, your mom was very critical of you as a little girl, and everything you did never pleased her, was never good enough. And so pain has a lot of branches to it. And so healing sometimes hurts more than it does than the actual injury. And a lot of people get stuck because they don't want to do all the work that it takes to go back to where that original injury is. And
Mhm.
so therapy and coaching, and what that does is it helps us get to the root of what the actual issue is. And it's going to hurt a little bit, but you can make the decision. Do I stay stuck in mediocrity, or do I go through the pain to achieve success?
That's
And
good.
so I tell everyone, it's going to hurt a while, but in the end, it'll be worth it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Again, Gregory is speaking to my life. Because that was me. I avoided some things in life because I didn't want to go through the painful process of healing. That meant that I had to face it and actually realize that okay, this was my truth. Um, and that
Yeah.
can't the circumstances back in the day just not going to change, but I have to deal with it and come to terms with it so that I can begin the healing process. And it was, it was not cute. Okay,
Hmm.
it was not cute at all. And I'll say
Yeah.
that I actually I attended grief recovery counseling with a good friend of mine. She kept telling me, Tameka, you need to do it. And I was a part of her nonprofit, and that's one of the services that she offered. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm good. And so she's like, Tamika, you need to do it so you learn exactly what it is we're offering and you can speak about it. So yeah, nah, just tell me, give me the Cliff Notes version and I can sell it. Okay. And so I finally said yes. And I went through it, and I would tell you that it was one of the most healing things that I'd done for myself. Like it feels so good. And that was another thing that released me. So I'm glad that you said that, Gregory. It was one of the things that released me to really embracing the rest of Tamika. I'll say that. Embracing everything else about Tamika, to really make me into who I am today. Like seriously. So listen, if y'all need some help, y'all need to reach out to Gregory. If you've ever felt that there's some things in my past that I really need to address, I don't know how to handle it, I don't know how to
Hmm.
walk that line, get in contact with Gregory. He's here. He is here to help. He's one of the life coaches here in my squad. Okay. So I'm telling you all to get in contact with him. If you listen to anything that he said this evening and it resonated with you, reach out, have a conversation. You never know where that conversation will go. And he's not gonna bite. He's gonna help.
Absolutely, totally. And,
Absolutely.
it's so funny that you mentioned that because anyone that says I'm good, 99% of the time they are not good.
Not good.
They're not good. Not good. Yeah.
Matter of fact, when I send any of y'all a text message from now on, I say, "How you doing today?" You say, "I'm good." Okay, let me forward you over to Gregory real quick. Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you so much, Gregory, for being here, for
Absolutely. My
sharing your
pleasure.
knowledge, your expertise, and your insights. We appreciate you for being here with us this evening.
Anytime.
Alicia, what about you? What are some last words from you? And then also let us know how we can find you across social.
Last words. Stop playing small. Stop
Boom.
doubting. If it's what you want to do, go for it. It's not going to hurt to fall and scratch your knee. Get back up, put a little alcohol, Vaseline on it, and keep going. Yeah, and have crazy faith. Like, believe for it. Just believe for it and do it. Oh my God. My faith is it's crazy. Like, if I see it and I know it's from God, I'm going after it.
On.
Like, yeah.
Amen.
So,
That's good.
and I love it. I love it. God has never failed me yet. So, but you can find me on social media on Instagram at She's Limitless University. All of you women nonprofit leaders out there needing grant and application research, holla at your girl. I'm your girl. So yeah, I love laughing too. Laughter is really, really big. Like, I would laugh the enemy out of the room. I
Amen.
would laugh them to back to hell. So just having laughter and joy. I'm all about laughter and joy. So yeah, but find me on Instagram at She's Limitless University. That's where I'll be.
I agree with you, Alicia. God didn't consult me when he wrote the Bible,
Mhm.
but if he did, I would include it laughter as a spiritual gift because I think people
Right.
who can make other people laugh is truly a gift. So, yeah, laughter is wonderful.
Yeah,
Amen.
and if you're easily offended, do not talk to Alicia because she will laugh the devil up out of you, okay?
I
Oh
love
my
it,
gosh,
and I can't help it. I cannot help it. Yeah,
I love
God
it.
has to have a sense of humor.
Right,
He
right.
created me, so I'm here. Look.
Awesome, awesome. So, any of you who, as she said, if you are a female nonprofit founder, leader, reach out to her for information on helping you to secure the leads, to get the leads, okay? As well as getting funded. That's what it is that she does. And I'm excited to have her here because, as you say, she's limitless, okay? Limitless. Not a limit on what it is that we can do, how
Right.
it is that we can serve, what it is that we are desiring for our lives. We're not putting a limit on God. Okay, so let's go. Let's do this thing. And I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the Stop Playing Small Summit on day one. This has been absolutely amazing. The conversation has been here. It's been great. I'm thankful that this vision that I had for this is actually here. And it's more than what I thought it was going to be. Okay, because I was going to come in here and tell y'all a few things. Y'all know I'm just like, okay, this is what it is. Go do it, and then come back to me and just check in. So I am happy and I'm excited that first of all, Gregory, that you were available to join us this evening
Yes.
and
My
really
pleasure.
letting us know the things that we need to be doing and how we should be doing it in a good way. Of course, Gerard, you're late to the party, but it's okay. Good evening. Good
Hi,
evening.
girl.
Um, And thank you, Lisa, for sharing and for transparently sharing a part of your journey, a part and being authentic and how you shared, some of the things that you've shared this evening. I appreciate that because a lot of times, as you say, a lot of people are not moving forward and they won't move forward because one, they don't see somebody else doing it and they
Right.
don't know what that look like, or they don't see someone else that has overcome. So if I go through it, I don't know, she said she went through it, but I don't know what it is that she's doing. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know if she's actually happy in what it is that she's doing. So again, allowing people to see that, yes, I faced it. Yes, I had to address it and I overcame it. And this is the after effect of it all. Like, this is the real deal. Okay.
Right.
All these curls on his head, it's the real deal, people. So, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for being a part of the Stop Playing Small Summit. On day one, this has been amazing. And if you feel that you are ready to move forward in your life, if you're ready to stop playing small in your life, contact Gregory McKinney. You can't call me with all that, okay?
That's right.
If you're ready to move forward, reach out to him. If you're ready to move forward in your nonprofit as a leader and doing some amazing things in the world, in your mission that God has given to you, reach out to Alicia. Okay,
Yeah.
she's here with She's Limitless University. If you're ready to grow in your business, if you're ready to do some technical things, if you're ready to host your own virtual summit, if you're ready to move forward in your business and learn how to scale it, strategically scale it so you can get some sleep at night, that's when you reach out to Tameka. Okay, I'm here for all of those good things. Let's have some fun. Let's enjoy life the way that we are supposed to be enjoying life, without stress, because we're not here to stress. So I thank you all for tuning in. This has been amazing. And I look forward to seeing you all on tomorrow evening as well, as we have our day 2 and the last day of the Stop Playing Small Summit. So you all have a good evening.
Celebrate, you've got nothing to lose. Shine your light, girl, make your